What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ant, and today we're gonna make some Mushu chicken. Now, I wasn't really familiar with Mushu until one time I was watching a rerun of Cutthroat Kitchen. Damn, I wish that still came on. Anyway, I saw what was in it, and I'm like, yeah, I can make that. And now you can make it too. Come on. First, you want to take the smallest breast you have in there and season it up with seasoned salt and black pepper on both sides. This is the kind of slow cooker I prefer to use. You can find these at just about any big box store, and you'll notice there are settings for 4, 6, 8, and 10 hours on them. There are some other slow cookers that say low, medium, and high on them. Anyway, stick your chicken breast in there, cover it up, set it for 4 hours, and let it roll. Now, some cooks and chefs may argue that if you season a protein, put it in a slow cooker, and then drain it when it's done, all the seasoning will drain away as well. But I found that only happens when you season the top of the water and not the actual protein. But if you do like I did and just season the protein up front, everything should be fine. Okay, our chicken is done. And what I like to do is pick up the whole slow cooker and just drain it into a colander so I don't lose any of that excess protein. Come on. Get out. There we go. Now, I put the chicken in a small serving bowl for about 15 minutes so it can cool off before I hand shred it. And one thing you'll notice right away is, look at it. Both sides, the seasoning is still there. Okay, now the chicken's all nice and shredded, but we're going to push that aside for a minute while we work on everything else. Now, if we're going to complete our mushu, we need something to put the filling in, right? That's where the Mandarin pancakes come in. So this is our Mandarin pancake dough. It's pretty simple. It's just flour, salt, water, olive oil, and a few sesame seeds that I threw into my KitchenAid. What you want to do next is flour a nice portion of your counter. Now, if you have a wooden cutting board, you can use that as well. But what we're going to do next is take our dough, put it up in a ball, and then cut it in half with a nice floured serrated knife. Now, what comes next is I get to use one of my favorite toys, my Tortilla Press. As you can see, I floured the bottom and I greased the top. I guess I could have greased both parts, but that's just always how I've done it. Now, what you want to do next is take each dough ball, or one at a time, put it right there on the bottom, bring the top down like so, and press. Yep, come back. And there we have a delicious Mandarin pancake. Actually, it'll be more delicious after it's cooked, don't you think? Now, if you don't own a tortilla press, you can just flour up a rolling pin and then just roll it out until it looks like something like this. It's not uniform, but that's no problem. And you're going to fry each pancake for 1 minute 10 seconds on the first side and 55 seconds on the other side. You don't want to get it too crispy or else it won't roll up correctly. Oh, and one more thing. You want to re-grease it before you cook the second pancake. For some reason, it just cooks better that way. Okay, now our pancakes are done, and they do look delicious, but you know what? We still gotta fill them. Okay, now it's time for the filling. As you can see, I have my beaten egg right here in this medium bowl, and we're gonna pour it right into our greased non-stick skillet. Now the thing is, we want to make it kind of omelet style and turn the pan a little bit right away so it cooks the whole thing, like so. Come back. That's good. Now the thing here is that you don't want to beat it anymore, so you just want to make it like, it's kind of like a cross between scrambled eggs and a fried egg, I guess. You could say it's kind of like an omelet, but we're not folding it over. We're just going to let that cook for about 90 seconds on the first side. There. And we're going to cook it on the other side for about 1 minute. You can see it's a little broken in the middle, but that's okay because we're going to slice it in a few minutes anyway. Okay, now what we're gonna do now is cut this kind of width-wise to about 8 slices. Oh, and before I forget, if you like making fried eggs, I wouldn't suggest making the fried eggs this way because it seems a little thin. But for mushu, it's a good application. Okay, as you can see, the egg slices are mixed in with our chicken. Oh wait, whoa. Okay, now it's mixed in with the chicken. But we're not going to fill the pancakes with it yet because there are a few more filling elements. So here we have the rest of our filling. It's basically mushrooms, onions, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, and some seasonings. Gonna pour that right into this non-greased skillet. You don't need this to be greased because you have lots of oil and other liquids in here already. And basically, you want to cook this for about a minute and 15 seconds and just keep flipping it until it turns brown. Oh, and you also notice that the onions are sliced here. That's just how I just like to have it in my mushu. I mean, you can chop it up if you want. I wouldn't suggest dicing it because you just wouldn't be able to tell there are onions in there, you know. Okay, now the rest of the filling is done. One thing you also notice that I'm using a slotted pancake turner. I use those anyway, but you especially want it here because after you transfer everything to the after you transfer everything to the egg and chicken mixture, you want to leave the oil and other liquids in the skillet because all the flavor will be already on there. Okay, it looks like the filling is finally all mixed together. And don't worry if the egg slices are coming apart, it's no big deal. But now it's finally time to fill our pancakes. Okay, grab those pancakes and fill up each one with some of your mushu mixture. Then roll them up and enjoy. Oh, one more thing. Now, mushu is generally served with a dipping sauce, and traditionally it is Hoisin Sauce. This is homemade Hoisin Sauce. I'll put the recipe up for that as well. And, well, let's see what we have here. Took a bigger bite than I expected, but I could eat this whole thing right now. Well, that's all I have for you. Thanks for being with me, and I will see you again soon. In other words, just like the mushu, we wrap that up